We're going to take another look at a dragon attack. Again, this is Rover attacking the number 7 opponent. Scouting the base, we can see that there are the 3 air defenses, pretty high level. Clan Castle is up here. So what we want to do is figure out how we're going to lure the Clan Castle so we can get what we suspect to be a dragon inside of there. We want him to come out so that we can triple team him with our weaker dragons. And then we are going to decide which of those 3 rockets we should take out. So what Rover chooses to do is to come in from the south because she identified that there is a air sweeper here which would slow things down if she came in from the north. So what she's going to do is take out this air defense because it's the furthest away from where her dragons are going to come in from the south. But first she's going to drop her king here so that he can trigger the clan castle, get that dragon out. Then when she does drop her dragons down here, she can follow that dragon, and wherever he ends up, she's going to put 3 dragons to make sure that she triple teams him to take care of him. So anyway, after she gets the lure, this is gone, the clan castle's dealt with. Then she's going to funnel her dragons. This is really important. 2 important tactics that you have to be able to master to do this dragon bomb, and they're not difficult. But the first thing is you have to understand how a funnel works. You want to drop dragons here and here so that they start clearing out the sides of the base, or the flanks, if you will. Then you can drop some dragons in the middle that will hopefully come to the middle, and you don't want these dragons running around the outside. This is how dragon attacks usually fail. The dragons go all the way around these air defenses. They don't even touch them, and then they eventually work their way back in, and the whole time they're getting shot at by all these rockets, and then they fall down. Looks like a masquerade mask there, but so you don't want that to happen. So you drop a couple dragons out here to clear out these buildings. Once they've worked for a little while, then you can drop some dragons in here and they'll start working their way towards the core of the base. The second technique that you've got to master here is when I should say, to drop the clan castle. This is always going to have max balloons. Whenever you're doing a dragon bomb, you use max balloons. Don't use another dragon. Don't use ground troops. Use max balloons. And the reason for this is they will target these air defenses, or at least point defenses in general. Whereas dragons don't distinguish, balloons do. So they're your insurance policy to make sure that if your dragons do start drifting around the outside, your balloons are not going to pass over those things. They're eventually going to come in and kill them. But to make sure the balloons stay alive, you want to wait to drop them until your dragons have kind of come into this base pretty far. Then you drop your balloons. Now they're going to work, they move slow, but that's okay. What you don't want to happen is to drop those balloons first and then have the dragons come behind, because if the balloons get into here and there's nothing for these point defenses to shoot at other than the balloons, you will lose all your balloons before they get a chance to drop bombs on top of those. Oh, a smiley face. So make sure that you have to time it a little bit. Again, it's not difficult. You'll see it happen in this attack real well. She drops her dragons, she waits, then drops her balloons, and then they make their way in. And I don't even think she needed her balloons in this case, but you'll see the timing is exactly what it needs to be. So we'll go ahead and start. You'll see up here she's going to drop her king, which she did right there. And oh, look at that. There's no dragon here. There's a couple of Valkyries who are going to toast her king, by the way. Valkyries are very good at killing heroes, but the king did his job. He isn't needed for anything other than triggering, because there's just so much firepower in those dragons. I got ahead of myself here. We're going to pause this for just a moment. So what you'll see, she's already taken out this air defense. And if you watched as she was placing the dragons, she placed them in this kind of a pattern so that these dragons would already start blowing. She still has 4 dragons here. She doesn't have them all out. So she's going to wait to use those, because now she knows she's got extra ones. She didn't need them on that clan castle dragon. So the balloons still are not out. So she dropped a couple of dragons on the flanks here. This dragon came in a little bit later. They're doing their job. This one is clearing out the outside bases. Now she drops her balloons. Look at where the dragons are. They're meat shielding for those balloons. Now she got a good split from the balloons here. They are going towards the point defenses. Now there's nothing really working on that air defense, so the balloons are going to take it out. These dragons have already taken out that second one, so now you don't even need the balloons. You're done with them. She drops that last. She's a real pro. You don't have to do this in every attack, but she kept one dragon in reserve just to see if any of the dragons would leave buildings behind. After the air defenses were down and she could see I'm going to win this, then she dropped that last dragon here where she figured this is probably the building that's going to get forgotten. If she hadn't done that, these dragons would keep pushing up north. They'd kill all those buildings and then they'd have to make their way all the way back down here. But she eliminated that timeout threat by dropping that dragon late. So now it looks like, it's basically over with. So I'll go ahead and speed this up. There you go. Another textbook dragon bomb attack executed to perfection.